Wow, that feels so. The Neil Gaiman comic, what basically made him famous.
Wait, like Sandman, like the Spider-Man villain?
No, like DC Comics, Vertigo Press.
Oh, okay.
It is. He is the anthropomorphic personification of dreams.
Oh.
And he's sometimes a minor character in his own series, to be honest, but that's beside the point.
Okay.
It is really good, if admittedly one of the antagonists is like pure nightmare fuel for Doug. But I've been watching that this morning. I'm about halfway in. So, only really just got to death, so that too is objectively the best part of the series. But
well, I'll catch it at some point. We just recently downgraded our Netflix to the lowest version because it's the cheapest version, but it's also in standard def, so I really don't want to watch anything on Netflix until we decide to go back to HD something.
If we're gonna do that, I'd rather just cancel it. Like, if you're not gonna actually watch anything,
then yeah, go ahead and cancel it, and if we decide that we want to bring it back at some point, we can do that.
And you're snooty when it comes to video quality.
Yes, at least.
I mean,
partially. I'm not the most snooty. If I was the most snooty, we would only be watching things on Blu-ray, and that's it.
Yeah,
that's all we watch.
All we watch is stuff on streaming. It's in HD, but if I wanted to be the snooty as possible, I would only want to watch it actively on the Blu-rays only, because the Blu-ray has a better video quality than what streaming can offer.
Well, I would. Then recommend pirating Sandman, because it's really good. I mean, I'm losing a lot of, I'm floating on the edge of, I'm getting close to floating past my parents. How much do you guys actually use Netflix? Because if they really want to keep it, that would be kind of the end of it there, even though I'm paying for it. If they're actively watching it, and well, fine, but I'm getting close to wanting to cancel Netflix. The Sandman here is an interesting fluke to the formula, but it's not been great lately.
I know that I eventually want to go back and watch the rest of Bastard whenever they put out the second half of it.
Yeah, which is allegedly coming.
And then there's also, whenever they do a new season of Cobra Kai, I'll want to watch that.
Yeah.
Isn't that next month, or did they push it?
I don't remember. And then, hoping to God they actually, get another season, because it doesn't sound like they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it starts September 9th.
But who knows with Netflix if they're going to approve anything? But it feels like
I thought
Cobra
they had already
Kai's
got approved for 5 and 6.
Maybe?
Like when they got approved for 5, I think they got approved for 6 at the same time.
I do not remember that. That doesn't mean it's not true. I just don't remember it.
That clip?
Did I send you what?
The clip.
What clip?
Oh, I thought you were going to send me that clip so I could see if I could take it out. Which, honestly, I don't hear it that badly, so I think it'll be fine.
Oh, no. I'm actively recording, but I'm not...
Okay.
But I don't have a clip. I thought you just needed it for when you actually did decide to start editing.
I mean, yes, but...
Would you like to try to edit it now?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay. But if it's Kevin's AC, there's just not much we can do.
Oh, yeah.
Save Kevin physically moving wherever his setup is.
Yeah, no.
Which is, well, unlikely, but...
No, I already...
But that's fine. We don't need too much. Well, I guess the other question is, do we want to do an awesome bonus for this as well, along with regular old awesome casts?
Like,
That's an Anna question.
what?
Well, I'm already recording,
Mm-hmm.
so it could just be this.
This is a bonus episode.
Why, this could be a bonus episode. I mean, that was sort of more or less the intention of the bonus episode. They don't have to be, actually themed or anything. They're just extra bits of audio that people may or may not be interested in listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all I know, Ink and Dylan may be interested in hearing on whether or not we decide to keep Netflix for ourselves or not.
Well, I might not have actively encouraged piracy of the cool shows in... Yeah, who am I kidding?
Well, I would also point out that this would in fact be a Patreon bonus episode, so technically you've only expressed piracy to those folks who are already spending money on us to listen to you talk about going ahead and pirate things.
Yeah. That's spend your money on the AwesomeCast Patreon, not Netflix. The internet can get you what you need from Netflix.
It's true, and I really doubt anyone's going to pirate our Patreon bonus episodes, at least not yet. Maybe one day in the far-flung future, maybe one day we'll get popular, and someone will clip this and post it on, see, Basil, see, I'm pirating your show. And I'll be a lot, cool. That means that we're popular enough that we're making probably enough money that we're okay with one person showing off that they pirated our show.
Yeah.
I can only hope we're that popular. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not feeling super generous towards Netflix as a company. They just canceled my lesbian vampire show, and I'm still a little mad about that.
Yeah. Although I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen though, probably our bonus episode talk so I have spoilers for the future, because we'll have Tobias on as I guess for your boy Kong Ming, where we'll probably talk about the whole right stuff Crunchyroll thing.
Yeah,
because that feels
in some ways.
That feels meaty enough to be its own little bonus bit, but it's also not really a topic we would really cover as like a part of the Awesome Cast as its own thing.
I mean, wouldn't be exactly out of character, but yeah, maybe not our usual thing.
It wouldn't be out of character for us to talk about it, but it would be out of character for it to be an actual segment. I feel it's a more of a discussion than, like, say, our general gabbing starting topic would be. Yeah. Because that's really just to kick off to start the podcast rolling, but...
Yeah. If we were going to do a full-on, like, episode, we would need more hard facts than we actually have at the moment.
That is correct.
We'd just be talking out our ass at this point, and I know that's like 90% of people on the internet with something to say, but that's
yeah.
Like we shoot for fact-based at least.
And there's just not that much in the way of facts, really.
Yeah.
Although, speaking of facts that I do need... Okay, so, in Xenoblade 3, I just beat the first bad guy that can... the first actual time you beat the bad guy who transforms into a bad thing. And we sliced up a thing real good. So the bad guy couldn't be bad no more.
Okay.
And I just got to talk and hang out with awesome, not Cosmos, but they are clearly related mommy character.
Oh, yeah, yeah, Ethel, yeah.
And then I now have a whole new class that I can start leveling up. How
Right.
how quickly do you
Ha-
get these extra classes?
that's well, if you actively go looking for the question marks, you may get a lot of them fairly quickly.
Okay.
uh, I've actually been musing about, like, how fast do the other players pick up the class as an option? Does seem to. My current operating theory is it goes faster if you're fighting enemies the same level as you or higher.
That would make sense because theoretically, higher level enemies should give you more experience as well as whatever the
Yeah.
CP, I think is the class
Yeah.
points.
That seems to scale based on what you're fighting and their relative level difference. Because, see, I went and did, like, I've gone and done, like, all the side quests I can find as opposed to advancing the main story on multiple points of the game. And there came a point where it's like, my characters learning new classes didn't even seem like their little thing was filling up at all. Like, trying to unlock
Okay.
it as an option for characters. And then I found myself in an area with, some enemies who were actually a little bit higher than me, but I could take down the weaker ones in the area. And suddenly they started shooting up real fast.
That makes sense. Okay, because
So,
I was really curious just because I've been I like have everyone leveling a class at roughly the same time. So, of course, everyone else is already maxed at as their usual class. At least right now, the game mentions, hey, you'll eventually be able to do even more levels to your classes. So I was
right.
like, okay, cool. And so then I had a set of them leveling their buddies' classes,
Yeah.
and they leveled that. And so I'm currently leveling a third set, but now I've got this extra bonus class. I'm like, oh man, this is throwing my OCD. I'm gonna get everything leveled up nice and even, like just all off.
Yeah, I found the real trick is trying to keep sort of a balanced party in terms of party roles and still being leveling up something new.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to end up doing. Is I'm just going to I know that new lady class gives me like the two sort of blade tonfa-y looking things, and it's a
Yeah,
DPS
you get
class. So
two
Noah's
swords,
learning
so
is learning the new DPS class, which means he won't learn the other DPS class. And so as long as I have my two DPS, two healers, two tanks.
yeah. And don't be afraid to just press Y to auto assign everything. The game is not stupid about it. There probably are there are in fact more optimal configurations, but what the game gives you will work.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. The
But
gem system has been interesting because I'm like, oh, it's a gem system for the first game. No, it's not. It's a way more
that's totally
streamlined
different.
version of it.
Yeah, it's everyone gets the gem. Yay!
Yeah, it's also
But
not
I do find myself checking rest points to see if I've unlocked another level of a gem by accident, just because I'm picking shit up.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to pick up.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering if this is actually set in the same world as the first game, but that's pure conjecture right there.
I feel like I think I know what is going on with the world, and I'm still afraid to conjecture because it's a Xeno game. Uh,
That it is.
I've already
This
had a
is
couple.
also
I think I know what's going on completely refuted not terribly long after.
also this is Xenoblade 3 is definitely gonna be my moment of awesome, so you'll need to figure out something else. whether it's Sandman or what have you. But like right now, it's no, you can talk. You'll get to talk about it.
Yeah.
You'll just have to think of something else to talk about too.
We're recording, so maybe I should have paused, but oh well. If this is a bonus episode, that's just the experience you get.
Okay, you can hear me now. I said we don't do Moments of Awesome. This is a Carbuncle Chronicle.
No, I'm talking about that for Tuesday recording Yabo and Kongming.
Well, by that point, I'm probably going to do Sandman if you're already going to do Xenoblade, just because I'll probably have finished it by that. Heck, I don't know. I'm torn between after we're done with this, pausing it and playing more Xenoblade, or trying to, just straight up binge Sandman. I might save some for later, though. It's that good, and it's actually episodic, which is such a weird thing for a streaming show.
Yeah,
I mean, it does have actually, arguably, it seems like it has a more of a connected storyline than the comic book, but at the same time, the episodes are still episodes. They kind of have their own main story that is resolved in the episode while going on with the larger plot. So, it's weird.
God bless. Was it Strange New Worlds? Yes, that's what the current Trek is, which I need to watch, actually. I watched a few episodes and went, oh, this is amazing, and then haven't watched any more since.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I feel like I should watch that.
I'm watching Karina's cover of Flow, and Husky by the Geek commented on it.
Nice. Good for her.
Which
and good for him for listening.
Yeah, because, I know, oh my god, my brain. Letho, had messaged me last night. He said, I hope it's not too much to ask, but Nikki's been stressing out all day about her video being posted online. If I'd like to have her video shared around. And I was like, yeah, I said, I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but I definitely saved it. And I actually shared it on Twitter while I was at work. And I saw, because it's funny, because I saw someone else, Nariko Star had shared it. So I was like, oh, good. Someone important shared it. So I was scrolling through the comments, and everybody's just talking about how beautiful it is. And I saw Husky had replied, and I was like, oh, sweet. So.
Well, good.
Yay.
Karina does real good harp work, so.
Yes, she does.
Oh. That reminds me. Have you seen the thing where for Xenoblade 3, where they talk about they just actually made the characters flutes in real life?
Yes, where they decided, to really make this sound good and unique, we're just going to make the flutes ourselves.
They just made the flutes in real life, and now they're in the soundtrack.
God bless you, Mitsuda.
Yasunori Matsumoto on Twitter. Yeah. Matsuda. So I saw him actually on Twitter being like, so do you like the soundtrack? It's like, what do you think? Do you like the soundtrack? Oh, and I did actually start playing Live Alive before Xenoblade Chronicles 3 came out and got through a few of the stories. It's pretty good. That's also an excellent game.
Well, I own it, so I'm going to play it at some point. And what I'm thinking what I may do is, because we're really trying to get the library upstairs done sooner rather than later, so that way we actually have two distinct streaming/recording areas in the house. Because, like, for example, right now, Anna is stuck just upstairs in the living room. And so she's just on the couch, which is okay-ish, but, like, I couldn't do that and record. And I think she would appreciate if she could actually have a place to actually sit down and record. So the goal is to clean up the library so we can set up a secondary streaming/recording area. And when I do that upstairs, I'm going to also, I have the Elgato that Anna got me for Christmas a year or two ago. And I'm going to actually be able to set up like a Switch dock, and I think my PS4 Pro that I still have, so I could do things like stream Switch games like Live Alive, and maybe PS4 games like all the Trails and Cold Steel games that I own but have yet to play.
Yeah, those are also nice.
And I wouldn't have to play another game for years, it feels like, if I decide to load up Cold Steel, because those things are like 100 hours per game, and there are 4 of them.
They're pretty lengthy and pretty meaty. There is sort of a 4th one. There's always been a 4th one. I'm thinking of what is technically the next game in the sequence that hasn't come out in the US yet, but it has the protagonist of Cold Steel in it as a major character.
Got it.
So, like, I think that one has 3 or 4 different playable protagonists in the game, and they have sort of, you switch between them, and he's one of them? I don't know, it's not out in English, so information is vague.
Right. But I'm like, I already own all 4 games on disc for my PlayStation. I do not want to spend the money to buy them, like, on Steam all over again.
Yeah, that is true. That's
like, that would suck. So I think I'd rather play it on my PS4, which I have, and once I set up the Elgato, it should be able to stream it just fine.
I'm thinking about that, including because I got the DLC, not like the stupid ones that raise your level and stuff, but the ones that give you costumes, the ones that actually matter.
I apparently had leftover Nintendo credit, and after also buying a couple of games, I had enough like coins and credit that I was able to buy the expansion pass for Xenoblade 3 without spending any extra money. And so I did. So I have that. So I'll be also ready for any expansions if they announce. Yeah. And then have loaned my cartridge off to Barry by that point, so Lord knows where the cartridge will have ended up.
Right. Well, it's got... we're getting at least one more character, and presumably some sort of spin-off DLC that I have theories about what it might be, but I don't know. You're definitely nowhere near where it would be relevant to discuss it.
Oh yeah, no. I feel I'm pretty still early on in the game. I mean, I only now have
I'm a meanderer and a corners of the map pusher, and I'm like over 80 hours into it, and I still feel like there's got to be a ways to go.
Yeah. I'm only like 12 hours into it.
Yeah.
So I've got plenty. That's actually another reason why I'm holding off on Live Alive. Is also because right now I'm doing that on my Switch. So I know it's going to be a long game. So by the time I can actually get to Live Alive, the library is going to be done.
Live Alive is pretty...
It's also pretty short.
Quick. I'm not sure about the entire length of the game, but each individual story is pretty quick.
I mean, people seem like you can beat it in around 20 hours or so.
Yeah. Now, there's some secret stuff that benefits from some level grinding in a couple of the stories. And in some of the stories, there are literally no encounters beyond what the game requires you to encounter.
Yeah.
And then some of them you can actually walk around and fight stuff and level grind if you really want to. And there might be something in it for you if you do, but...
And I also think that because Live Alive is theoretically a much shorter game, that's also a better game built for me to stream.
For streaming. Also, it has a lot of quality of life improvements from the original version. It won't show you where the secrets are, but you'll probably know where you're supposed to go next.
Cool.
Like, if you want to know where to go next in the story, you will know.
Yeah, right now I'm having to really debate whether or not I want to get Harvestella when it comes out, and I'm sort of leaning towards no, just because it's real close to Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know that if I'm super enthusiastic about that one. Maybe I should be, but it's honestly, the farming elements are putting me off. Like, I've never been a Harvest Moon fan, for example.
But the real question is, how much of a Rune Factory fan are you?
Also, not a lot, but admittedly, I've
Yeah,
not
no.
tried one of the Rune Factory games specifically.
Okay, well, because that's what makes me interested in Harvestella. It seems like it's just Square Enix doing Rune Factory.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious. But then again, I say this, and I'm like, ugh. I think theoretically, I know that Valkyrie profile game is coming out. I think Star Ocean is also coming out this year. Also, the Front Mission remake.
So. Also, I believe so.
There's also the Tactics Ogre remake.
Yeah. It's like I'm not going to be able to play all of these, even if I super want to.
Yeah, like it's like when they said, we're gonna have to push back. Oh, my brain's blanking on that name. Forspoken. Yeah, I really want to play Forspoken. You can delay that sucker as much as you want. And I'm already prepared to hear Barry talk about the new God of War Ragnarok ad infinitum and how you need to play it, Kevin, because you've never played God of War, even though you've now played God of War. You just never finished it.
I just never finished it. Technically, I sort of own it because of, like, the PS5 specific PlayStation Plus bonuses. Like, I could give Barry back his copy, I suppose. But,
oh man, where's Umi? I tagged and said the emails were out.
I know not. It's weird. I'm sort of iffy on the Valkyrie profile action RPG game that's coming, but I sort of really want to be able to play the Valkyrie profile on the original Valkyrie profile on my PS5.
Well, yeah, because supposedly
which is apparently also coming.
Yeah, I think they're leaking like a PSP port of it, or the PSP port of it to be on PlayStation 4/5.
Yeah, like if you get the deluxe edition of it, I'll get it as part of it. But
oh, okay, interesting.
But I'm curious if it's going to show up and it'll be like, you already owned this because you bought this on the PlayStation Plus store, because it did that for Wild Arms 1. When Wild Arms 1 popped up on PS5, it was like, you already own this. Oh, cool.
Oh, that is right, because those are just the PSP games that you get for the PlayStation whatever Super Deluxe Edition,
right?
Ultra Platinum, more money than I'm willing to spend right now tier.
Right.
But if you already bought it, you've already bought
it on the PSN store. And there are some minor quality of life improvements, not enough to make it like a whole new game, but there are some minor improvements to it that I think are just make it to run smoother on the console.
Yeah, the question is going to be is whether or not they are just straight up porting the PSP version as the PSP game, or if the PSP version's just the base of the game and it's technically a different SKU.
Right. But, I just like me some classic Valkyrie profile. So
yeah.
I actively have grabbed games that I just thought they reminded me of Valkyrie Profile. So, like, they looked like they had a similar interface, so I grabbed them. That's happened. I'm about 50-50 on whether they've been good or not.
I forget, was Indivisible one of the ones that were good, or was it one of those you weren't sure if they were good?
Indivisible in unto itself is a good game. That and Get in the Car Loser. But
I have that one. I just need to play it.
yeah, that's a pretty short game. Also, you could actually probably also stream that pretty easily.
And I may one day. Like, the eventual goal, the plan is
the
if the streaming,
amusing.
if streaming remotely takes off, I think the goal is to do it like 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, give or take. So,
like, if I was streaming video games on Twitch, I would definitely do Get in the Car Loser. But that's but that and Indivisible is kind of a asterisk next to it because the game itself is really good, but due to issues within production and people on staff who are kind of awful, like DLC never materialized, extra characters never materialized. Well, technically there is DLC, but not what was supposed to happen. And extra characters that were supposed to materialize to be added in later never happened. all the crossover guest stuff, like Shovel Knight was supposed to be one of the optional extra characters, for example. That never happened, you know. But the game as it stands is very good, very highly playable. And it does have that weird, it does feel like Valkyrie Profile, right down to the weird platforming outside of the turn-based RPG combat.
yeah, no, when I ever saw videos and stuff of it, it sure looked like, I was like, this really looks like Valkyrie Profile, only it's a different game. But boy, does it sure look like Valkyrie Profile.
Yeah, it's very much Southeast Asian Valkyrie Profile. And that's great. You know, like, I know I've said many occasions, you can always tell me Wizardry one more time. People could always tell me Valkyrie Profile one more time, and I wish they'd try to more often.
It's probably a harder thing to pull off.
Yeah.
Not saying pulling off any style of video game is easy, but I'm sure that Valkyrie Profile, it's such a unique take on RPGs that it would require an even more nuanced approach to be good than a first-person dungeon crawl RPG.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's, on some levels, the absolute easiest kind of RPG game to make. But within that, simplicity is part of the appeal. But, you know. And sometimes they spin off into other things that are different sort of games, like the Shin Megami Tensei franchise. But
that's true. I mean, or even like an offshoot of Shin Megami Tensei, Persona was first very much of the first person crawling around.
Well, yeah, and the many of the Shin Megami Tensei games also do that same first person dungeon crawl look. And that's just how they rolled. They were very much wizardry, just with a different skin and a different idea of how you get your party members. Like, you know, and there's a lot of games like that, that are their own animal, but they have a very visually similar approach to wizardry. It's a staple style at this point. And it's like, that's fine, that's great. You know, I'll give it a shot. You know, the more you remind me of wizardry, the better. But they're not all good. Some of them are not remotely good. But, you know, sometimes dungeon crawling makes up for it. Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm just glad that Xenoblade 3 is not giving me horrible headaches.
Yeah. Although, if you really want to, you can play it in first person.
And
I don't know why
don't.
anyone would want to. Other than just, I want to get a closer look at maybe some of the models. But if you zoom in all the way, it's basically first person perspective.
Like, that's like, I don't know if anyone actively plays Final Fantasy XIV in first person mode. It's available as an option. I don't know why anyone would.
Yeah. I mean,
But
like I said, if you get a closer look at stuff.
Well, yeah, and I've done that too for like screenshots and things, and that's true.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, I'm sure when Denma definitely makes use of it when he's filming things, like, and making folks making machinima stuff, like that totally tracks why one would make use of the first person mode. I just meant like playing it, Endwalker start to finish, like, for example, in first person. That's got to be wild. But I'm also like, half the fun of this game is your character in cool outfits, and you will not get to see your character in the cool outfit if you zoom into first person mode. It's kind of the same thing with Xenoblade. There's lots of cool like job and other outfit things that you can have your characters wear. Why would you want to miss out on that?
I love how like everyone basically has the same under outfit, but the jobs all seem to basically come with a jacket. And it looks like you're just sharing each other's clothes. And it's hilarious to me. Some of the jobs have something a little more complex, especially as the game goes along. But you still look like you're just sharing each other's clothes.
Which, frankly,
that's just so funny to me.
Especially, at least as I've played so far, the dynamics of the group would make sense that they were just like, yeah, I'll share my clothes with you, whatever. Like they're very the way they were raised does, invites very closeness, but not very very chaste closeness, as it were.
Oh man. I wish Nope, I stand by not posting that screenshot to my Twitter. But damn, it's the funniest joke in the game. It's coming. You'll know.
Okay.
It might be a while, but you'll know. You'll be like,
okay.
Yeah. Maybe you'll know. I don't know. But I half expect you to, when you come along on your own, go, I bet that was it. I bet that was it.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. And if I beat the game and not mention anything, then feel free to tell me what you're talking about.
Right. But, I've been trying to limit myself to basically nature photography.
It's a lot of pretty nature.
The landscapes and the one good thing about occasionally walking into an area over-leveled is a lot of the monsters ignore you if you just want to get pretty close and take a picture.
That makes sense. Although, shoot, like, I know running around, like, I'm level 20 something, and I'll still have, like level, 12 to 15 level mobs, like, still be like, hey, hi, how's it going? I'm going to fight you now. I'm like, all right, I mean...
It seems to vary on the monsters, whether or not... It almost seems logical. Like, I think there's a cap of if you're just this many levels above a monster, it won't bother you, but I don't think it's always the same number. And, but there's definitely some creatures that are just inclined to be inoffensive normally unless you attack them. And there's some things that I think will attack you no matter what, just because you cross their path, whatever level you are.
Yeah, that makes sense. Monolith Soft's really good about making their biomes.
Yeah, and every so often you'll see monsters doing weird little things when you come across them.
Oh yeah, I've seen like some monsters like digging at treasure. I really like the their whole you can choose which side of the conflict you want to fight, and it's so far just been mostly different packs of monsters fighting it out with each other, and I'm like, All right, cool.
Yeah. I mostly am like, okay, what gives me no pawn coins? You're
Yeah, because that to me that makes sense because that's what I've always chosen the no pawn coins, just because experience and gold is nice, but I can just get that anyways.
yeah.
Whereas it feels like no pawn coins are somewhat more of a limited resource.
I'm not sure if they're a limited resource exactly, but I'm not aware of any place you can grind them out either. uh, like, unique monsters will drop them, but only the first time you fight them. You get them as various quest rewards, various treasure chest rewards. I've not found anywhere that I can just get them repeated from. But you also can't hoard them, because if you go over 99, they just convert into gold. So you don't want you want to spend them before they hit 99, or at least some of them.
Oh well, that's really good to know because I don't think I've gotten that far yet.
It's
I could.
It's very. You would definitely hit 99 if you just left it like well before you got to the end of the game. Like so you probably there are things I haven't. There is a character in the game world who will trade them for accessories. But you have to find them. And I don't think there's anything you can't also find somewhere else, but they are some of the better accessories in the game.
Yeah, I know they mentioned that in the tutorial, saying, and you can use Nopon coins with these traders. And I went, cool, I can finally spend my Nopon coins. And I went, and there were no Nopon coins to trade for items. And I'm like, okay, maybe later then. All right.
There is a specific, as far as I know, I've just found one. There might be more. Because, boy, there's no good online information resources currently. Like, if you have specific questions, like, where do I find X item? Good luck, because the internet doesn't know yet.
The game's too new.
Yeah.
And I doubt it's thoroughly data mined like Final Fantasy XIV gets.
Right.
So the moment the patch comes out.
There is a guide that's been copied by a bunch of websites. It's like General Quest Guide. But, like, if you're looking for hard details, they just do not exist yet. So, I don't know if there's not another new thing that I can use stuff on, but mostly, like, gold Nopon coins are only good for redeeming levels of gems you don't have the materials for. And silver Nopon coins are good for raising your class levels or making food without having the ingredients.
Yeah, I've seen those as options. I just haven't had to spend those yet just because I've had
I admittedly
the ingredients.
Only been like, well, I'm starting to get full. I should use them on something. Because probably in a container I find will have 2 or 3 Nopon coins in it.
Right.
And some quests reward you with them, and especially things you do for Nopons reward you with them sometimes. Because I guess it's their coins, that sort of makes sense. And, people want stuff, so,
It's true.
I feel like it's likely, I don't know. I feel like there could come a point near the end of the game where I'm like, and I'm putting Nopon coins into all my classes.
I mean, that could be and based off all the silhouettes.
Yeah.
It seemed like there was a lot of classes in this game.
There are. And boy, this game makes... there are a handful of side quests that are the, find me 20 bear asses, but they're few and far between, and when you run into them, there's a decent chance you already have 20 bear asses in your inventory already, and you're done. But a lot of the quests just feel like story quests, even if they're not.
Which is good. Like I did like the concept of the cards they introduced. So like, hey,
Yeah.
I need these collectibles. Just put them on this card, and then you're done.
Yeah, you just, round those up and email that shit to me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's great. That is spectacular. I really like that part of the game where it's like, all right, you're going to have to do your fetch quests, but we are going to make this as easy as we can do it for you. That isn't just the game auto doing it for you.
Right. And I feel like what the game has taken mechanically from Xenoblade Chronicles X is sort of that part of it, as well as trying to give you a sense of there's all these people with names and all these places you go, and a way to sort of make you remember who some of them are. Because you'll talk to them and they'll be like, oh, I need stuff. And it's like, oh, hey, I remember that guy. He needed stuff. That little affinity chart. The affinity chart is sometimes fun to look at if that hasn't unlocked yet, it will. That shows how everyone in the game is kind of connected to each other.
Oh, I'll be looking forward to that then. I've just been waiting for someone to come up with more cards of things they want.
Yeah, it happens. You'll need to find more places with people.
Like, I was halfway surprised I haven't gotten one from Colony 4 yet. I also haven't looked.
Yeah, also, I don't know. You might be able to already, but you got to be getting pretty close to where you can backtrack to the places your respective party members started in and do stuff there. The game won't make you, but you can.
I would have to assume I'd probably do something similar that what I've currently have done in the existing colony that I'm helping out.
Yeah. And you're
Like,
basically,
plot-wise?
the formula varies up a little bit, but you're gonna be doing that in a lot of places.
I mean, it seems like I am currently upending a very dystopian world order.
Yeah. Who very much do not realize they're in a dystopia, but they're going to start learning. And shit will get weird, but,
Well, I sure hope so. It is a Xeno game. I expect things to get weird.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be really weird if things did not get weird.
Yeah, that would be the Tales of Zestria. The twist is there's no twist, which when you think about it was actually really unexpected for a Tales game.
Yeah. One day I'll play friggin' Tales of Arise. It's sitting there. I own it. I just need to actually play. I need to play my PS5 more.
Arise. I really do need to finish Tales of Arise someday. It's not like I stopped playing because I didn't like it. In fact, I don't remember why I stopped playing, but I assume some other game distracted me.
Like, I still need to play the Yuffie DLC for Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That was all
and
right.
Then,
I played that semi-recently.
And then I also have now the Kaito files for Lost Judgment, which was their sort of pseudo standalone DLC that takes place after you beat that Judgment.
That's another thing I need to finish. Well, I need to really start playing it. Technically, I started, but I didn't get very far into it.
I really liked Lost Judgment more than I think most folks did.
Once again, didn't stop because I didn't like it. I don't remember what distracted me. Just sometimes you're not in the right mood for a particular game, even though you thought you would be.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
Also on my list is the new Digimon game, because I hear it's actually really good.
I hear don't buy it on PC, though. It's apparently also very broken on PC.
Well, that's good to know. But also people being very surprised that it's apparently more visual novel than tactical RPG, but it's apparently is both things. Also, Bandai themselves saying, don't spoil the game. Like, having an actual post of, like, please don't spoil past chapter or something. Which is, okay. That's interesting. But everything about it suggests that it's a very serious story that just happens to be Digimon.
I am currently also with the stream been playing a lot of, Pixel Remaster of Final Fantasy III, and man, I did not realize just not only how much Crystal Tower came pulled from Final Fantasy III, which I already expected, like, I fought essentially the visual version of Amon from the Crystal Tower series that I didn't realize. I'm like, oh man, it's a very jaunty skull guy. Huh, this looks kind of familiar. And Anna comes in like, she's like, wait, are you fighting Amon? And I went, oh yeah, sure am. But then, like, I'm talking to random townspeople who are like, here's the backstory for Shadowbringers. And I'm like, what? And then the flood of light happened, and it was really bad. Thankfully, we had the Warriors of Darkness. And I'm like, you had the what?
I was thinking about that when in 14 when came across those parts, just because it was like, wasn't that in Final Fantasy 3? It feels like that was in Final Fantasy 3. It's been a while. I played the DS version.
Speaking of 14.
Speaking of Final Fantasy XIV, this was originally meant to be a bonus episode for the Carbuncle Chronicle. However, things have turned up where we're not actually recording that episode tonight, so we're recording it hopefully later, which might mean there's another bonus episode for that one, or maybe we'll still use this bonus episode for that. I have no idea. So, with that, this bonus episode, if we actually release it as a bonus episode, is done. So, thank you to our patrons at the $5 and up levels who have the chance to listen to this. And if you want other people to listen to it, I guess you can you can pirate the MP3 files. But I don't think we're popular enough for you to do that. So just tell your friends to spend $5 on us instead.
To hear us ramble.
That's right. Hear us ramble. Okay. Well,
I mean,
Anna's actually coming into
good.
Anna's actually... We do ramble pretty good. Anna's actually...
It was a good bonus episode. Like, y'all did fine. I don't mind putting that up.
So, but I'm going to stop recording now, so that way Anna can edit around it a little bit and put it up. Well, I'll put it up. Anyways, the dog really wants my attention, so I'm going to download one more time and be able to hit the X.
Yeah.